What's going on, guys? WhiteFox1225 here with another video, and today we'll be talking about Game of Thrones 7 Kingdoms. It's an upcoming Game of Thrones MMO, which is really awesome because I think there's been a huge void of Game of Thrones video games. We've gotten some, but they haven't been too great, and a Game of Thrones MMO is really something that I've been waiting for and hoping for. So when I found out about this game, I knew I had to make a video on it, and with the 6th season of Game of Thrones just ending, I figured it was the perfect time. So in this video, we're just going to be talking about everything you need to know about the game, and pretty much everything we know in general. So the game was announced in 2012, it was supposed to come out in 2013. Obviously something happened because the game is still not out and we're halfway through 2016. A lot of people thought it was abandoned, but they confirmed on Twitter that they are still working on it, and hopefully we'll get it soon. But the game is set up as a free-to-play, browser-based MMO. Usually I wouldn't like the sound of that, it sounds kind of like it's pay to win, but after reading some interviews and watching some gameplay, I have a lot of hope that the game will be really good and have a lot to offer. So let's start by talking about what the game is all about. The game is about sandbox, guild-based PvP. I think that works perfectly with the Game of Thrones universe. When you think of those huge Game of Thrones battles, it would be awesome to live that out in an MMO, and that's what it's all about. The game takes place at the beginning of the War of Five Kings, so around the 2nd season of the show. And when you first start the game, you're going to have to pick a house. You're going to have to pick the Starks, the Lannisters, or the Baratheons. And you join that, and that basically becomes your alliance. Just like a lot of PvP and MMOs, it is set up with alliances. So you join one of these, and your guild becomes a house in that faction. So just like the Boltons are a house of the Starks, your guild will be a house of either the Starks, the Lannisters, or the Baratheons. And that's a really cool idea. I think people who really like the guild-based PvP are going to be really excited about that. The devs also said that they're working on a political system that makes politics just as important as the PvP in the game. An example of that is that your house or guild can actually betray an alliance and move to another one. So let's say I'm on the Starks, I can betray them and move to the Lannisters, and we've seen stuff like that in the show, so it's cool that it's bringing that political battle and also betrayal, and everything that we see in the show we can do in the game. And I love that. It could be abused, but the devs say they're trying to balance it and make it work pretty well. That's just one example. The devs did say that there's going to be a really big political system, so I'm really excited to see how that works out because I love the idea of cutting off supply lines and having a really big game that's about planning and strategy, not just, giant Zerg fights. In terms of the actual PvP gameplay, they said it's going to have one-on-one duels, giant siege battles, and group combat, so hopefully it'll be a good mix, just kind of like Cyrodiil and ESO. The siege battles sound really exciting to me. I would love to be able to attack King's Landing with catapults and ships. That would be a really cool thing to see. In terms of individual gameplay, the game is not going to be focused on classes. It's going to be more skill based. So you can have a melee character, you can have a ranged character. They also said you could have a commander character that has buffs and debuffs. So you can pretty much make your character whoever you want, and it's not about picking a tank or a DPS or a healer or anything like that. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. We don't have too much info, but hopefully we'll get more soon and an actual release date. If you guys liked the video, give it a like. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. We're always covering MMOs, RPGs, and everything like that. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.